Christopher Landon's Drop is a tense, single-location thriller that slowly evolves into the story begins innocently enough. Violet is on her first date in years with a man named Henry Brandon Sklenar, whom she met through the DG Drop app. What starts off as awkward small talk quickly spirals into horror when Violet begins receiving mysterious messages through the app, except they're not coming from Henry. The anonymous sender soon reveals a sinister game. Violet must follow instructions precisely, or her son Toby and sister Jen, who are at home, will be harmed. The messages escalate, forcing Violet into increasingly humiliating and morally difficult choices, all while maintaining the appearance of a normal date. At first, she suspects Henry might be behind it, but it soon becomes clear that he too is in danger. The twist Richard revealed. As the pressure builds, a pivotal twist redefines the entire situation. The tormentor is revealed to be Richard Reed Diamond, an unassuming man who has been dining nearby. It turns out that Henry, Violet's date, is a whistleblower who possesses sensitive information about a corrupt mayor. Richard's goal is to eliminate Henry without getting his own hands dirty, and Violet is his perfect pawn. By forcing her to poison Henry, he can make the murder look like a tragic mishap involving a mentally fragile woman with a tragic past. Richard isn't just a sadist, he's a calculating villain hiding behind politeness and manipulation. He knows about Violet's past, her struggles as a single mom, and the mental health issues she's overcome. He's banking on the world believing the worst of her, especially if she's caught with poison in her hand and a dead man across the table. Violet's gambit, the dessert switch. But Violet isn't as helpless as she first appears. In one of the most satisfying scenes in the movie, Richard forces her to put poison in Henry's drink. Violet appears to obey, but at the last second she makes a silent decision to fight back. She pretends to spike Henry's cocktail, but in reality she doses Richard's dessert. Upon Nakata, he confidently digs into without suspecting a thing. As the poison takes effect, the confrontation turns physical. Richard pulls out a gun, shoots Henry, non-fatally, and a chaotic scuffle erupts in the restaurant. The glass wall is shattered by gunfire, and the resulting change in air pressure causes Richard to lose balance and fall out of the building to his death. It's an intense and symbolic moment, evil literally being ejected by the consequences of its own violence. The final test, home invasion. Even though Richard is gone, the danger isn't over. Violet rushes home to find that he had one last contingency plan in place, a hired hitman sent to kill Jen and Toby. This segment, which wasn't part of the original script according to the director, adds another layer of emotional stakes and action to the film. Inside the house, Violet finds herself face to face with a masked attacker. After a vicious struggle, Toby, a tech-savvy, quick-thinking kid, uses his remote-controlled toy car to deliver a dropped gun to his mom. Violet seizes the moment, takes the weapon, and kills the hitman, saving her family in the most intense scene of the film. Aftermath, healing and hope. With Richard dead and the hitman neutralized, the story shifts into a quieter, more emotional conclusion. The mayor's corruption is exposed thanks to the evidence Henry was carrying. Violet visits Jen and Henry in the hospital, where healing has already begun. She's bruised, but empowered. She's no longer a woman paralyzed by trauma. She's someone who took control of her narrative. In the film's final moments, Violet and Henry share milkshakes, playfully reflecting on their horrific first date. It's a subtle but poignant note of optimism, suggesting that despite everything, Violet is finally ready to live again, not just survive. Conclusion. The ending of Drop is as thrilling as it is meaningful. It transforms a psychological horror setup into a tale of empowerment and survival. She's no longer a woman paralyzed by trauma. She's someone who took control of her narrative. In the film's final moments, Violet and Henry share milkshakes, playfully reflecting on their horrific first date. It's a subtle but poignant note of optimism, suggesting that despite everything, Violet is finally ready to live again, not just survive. Conclusion. The ending of Drop is as thrilling as it is meaningful. It transforms a psychological horror setup into a tale of empowerment and survival. Violet's journey from a cautious, vulnerable woman to a fierce protector and tactician anchors the film emotionally. She refuses to let her past define her or allow evil men to manipulate her future. By the time the credits roll, Drop has delivered not only heart-pounding suspense, but also a satisfying, empowering story of triumph over manipulation, corruption, and fear. So if you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content.